Hi guys, so today I have this really cute set to share with you from Die Press. They brought to HSN. It's the Day of the Dead stamp and die kit, and they did send this item free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own. And any links in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. Oh my gosh, you guys. Look how cute the little hat. I love that it has, again, that little slit there so it fits over their heads or however, but let me open this up. So if you're not familiar with Day of the Dead, I'm not super familiar with it either. So it is a time for basically remembering the people who have already passed on ahead of you, you know, and mostly family, you know, loved ones, obviously, things like that. And it's a cultural celebration, I would say, because like my mom's from Mexico, but like growing up, we didn't really celebrate, and I didn't even know it was a thing until like it started becoming trendy when I was older, like in college. So it just depends on, you know, your family's traditions and things, and how they celebrate that. But it starts on November 1st. I think it's November 1st and 2nd. And again, just a time to remember the people who have passed on, and sometimes people make like a little altar, like a little shrine type thing, and you have the pictures of people who have passed away, and maybe you put some of their favorite things that they used to like when they were alive and things like that. So just really interesting, and you guys can, you know, check it out if you want to Google and get more info, because like I said, I'm not super familiar with it myself, but I know they do sugar skulls and they're decorated and they're so beautiful, and the characters are actually called Katrina and El Catrin, so they're like skeletons and that are just like dressed up really pretty, right? So I actually have a little gal here I can show you paintings and like cute things like that, but see how she's just like the little skeleton, but she's dressed up really pretty. And yeah, so that's that. So, in this kit, it's very similar as far as, I picked that up at Michael's. That's how, I mean, it's just a trendy thing nowadays, right? So we have the little skull, we have a little hat for the gentleman, we have the little hair if you would like, and she has her little kind of bun, but this one's a little more stylized there, and then cute little flowers you can adorn her hair with, and then of course you can decorate up your faces, and I want to see, yeah, okay, we'll look at that in just a minute. So we have the basic face that looks like this, but if you want, then you can stamp with all these fun accessories to dress it up really, really well. And you have Dia de Muertos, you have Hola, and we have little flowers and all kinds of little sprigs and leaves and cute things that you can then cut out. And it says Dia de Muertos, that's appropriate. You can say Dia de los Muertos also, that's fine. And then we have Happy Halloween, we have Day of the Dead, and some little banner type stuff for like decoration. So you have some examples here. Really cute. And there they are. So I do want to measure maybe the die really quickly, like the hat one, just so you have an idea. It's like about 4¼ inches, so that's a good size hat. She makes a nice topper for a card, just like one of the characters if you want to put two. The little face is like 2½ big, and just a little smaller than that in the other direction. Then of course you have the hair, and then again the adornment for like the hair there, and then the word Hola. I love the font on that. And so there they is, again with all the decorations that you would have first stamped the little skull and then done the little decoration in there. Really sweet. So I think what I'm going to do today is make just like a little coloring page. I may or may not use the dies, maybe for the Hola, I don't know. We'll see. I do have also the marquee cutting folder comes in the kit. Again, this is for you to replace, you know, your folders with the marquee. But if you don't have the marquee, any machine that cuts thin metal dies will cut these guys, okay? So no worries there. But let me grab some ink and some paper and I'll get started. I'm going to put this to the side for just a minute. I did say I was going to make like a coloring page, and that would be very simple to go ahead and take the little skulls and, you know, stamp them everywhere and then decorate them. But I'm going to make it so that you can see how you can mask. So I have what's going to be making a standard A2 size card. This is just a piece of marker paper because I'm going to use alcohol ink markers. And so I'm going to make this a little fun. Now I'm trying to see what I want to do first. Okay. I'm going to put this here. What I'm going to do is stamp it so that it's a little bit wonky, like kind of off the page, which is something I like to do. I had a bunch of scrap pieces of paper here earlier, but oh well. Let's just put this piece of paper behind here and this one here. And since this board doesn't have magnets or anything like that, I'm going to take a moment to stick down my paper and stick down what's going on behind here. So I'll be right back. Okay, and what I mean by this is I want to show you how we can stamp like the flowers, let's say, and mask them off. So again, I kind of want this to be more eclectic, so I'm putting that right off the edge, and I'm going to stamp the flowers first, because then we're going to come in with the little head, and then we're going to cut the die, just so we need the paper for the flowers, and that'll help us kind of make it so that it's layered on there. Again, these are acrylic stamps. Look how sweet and fine that line is. I really like that. Oh, I didn't bring my little tool out yet, so I'm going to go ahead and just stamp. Just firm, even pressure. Oh, that's really sweet, and that looks great. So I'm going to put this guy away and clean that off. And then what I'm going to do really quickly is just run this through just to get a mask. So since this has a die that goes with it, I'm going to run it through. So it's probably going to have a little bit of a gap, but that's better than just cutting it out, fussy cutting anything. So I'll be right back. I'm just going to run this through just so I can get this piece of paper. And just this. And this is going to help us cover this up. And I'm putting it up a little bit. I'm not trying to cover it. What I want to do is right on the line. So if I can kind of see where this is at, I mean, that's like perfect right there. Right on the line, covering that up. And let's see. I guess I can just reuse these pieces of paper. And I want to tape that down, plus this. And also, the stamping is going to be like this way, so hopefully this will make sense once we get it done. So then you take our little face and our little skull and we place it in here. So now it looks like the flowers are on her head. This part is going to stamp on this mask, and it's not going to stamp on the flowers, and it's going to look really nice. So I just want to show you that, just to show you a step that you might want to take instead of just stamping the faces and having them really plain and then not knowing what to do later if you want to dress them up. So let's put that there again. I should find my little stamping helper. Firm, even pressure. Oh my gosh. I really love the thin line on these stamps. Looks really great. Okay, so it's that easy, guys, and especially since we have the dies for it, even better, because I do masking whenever I build like a scene or things like that, but this is so much easier. So when you remove this, oh my goodness, now you have your little skull with her little flowers, and then we have that to color also, see? Super cute. So again, my whole idea of this was to make it kind of fun and eclectic here, a little organic. So I'm going to put this over here, just taping it down. Okay, so this guy's a little bit, obviously has ink on it. I would normally wipe that down, but let's put this guy over here. I'm putting it down very carefully, so I'm going to pick it up, and I do want to see it left a faint ink mark, but that's okay because we're going to darken it up. And then we have all the little pieces that we can decorate with, like the eyes and around the mouth and all these things. So that looks really good. Let me see the sentiment. We have Dia de Muertos. If I put that like here, I'm going to keep stamping things. Maybe put this down here, even though only a portion of it's going to show, and that's okay. So all I'm going to do is just take a moment to go around and just kind of add more things in the different little portions here. Cute. And then maybe these are kind of facing the same way. If I go this way, if I do that. So should he be out here? That's funny. Okay, let's put that one there. And I guess at the same time I could have just colored in the other parts that I want for these guys, since we're already positioned in where we want them, but for now, let's see, did I color that? Okay, perfect. So that's our little kind of background. And then, you know, we have all these stamps. Let me put this to the side really quick. So we have all these different things that we can take. I think I'm going to stamp these individually. I have these little tiny blocks. A lot of times the recommendation is like if you have a block that's about the size of what you're stamping, use that. So like this is a 1-inch block, and look how cute. And we can come in here and eyeball these. Now that's up to you, or if you want to use the stamp positioner because you're scared to do that just by hand, then do that. But I'm going to have to bring this really close to me so I can see what I'm doing. And bring that right in here. I'll stamp that. Again, just letting that really soak in. There we go. There's a little circle that's also associated with this, so that's interesting. I'm going to color that in black anyway, so I'm not going to be too scared. Look at that. Oh my gosh. So then, also in the background of the paper, I was thinking about, we have tons of little flowers and things. So maybe I take like this, and maybe I take like this one. Again, you can decorate their heads with these. Like if you put a flower right in the middle of their little head, or whatever, like maybe on this one. I want to take a little flower and put it right there. But I was going to just kind of go around and add some flowers as background. So I'm making, again, like a little coloring sheet. Oh, I missed that one. I'll finish that with a marker. Okay, so I'm going to go around and do that, and then add some little things around the eyes, and I'll be right back. I'm just going to add the last little bit of like flower on this one. So I just had fun and kind of just went around and added whatever I thought I would like. So I'm going to let this dry really well. I'm going to go grab some colors, and usually with this kind of thing, really strong, either like primary colors or bright like tropical colors or whatever it is you like, of course. And I'll be right back. So that's our little color sheet. Okay guys, so I just have this with that same little sheet behind there to help me. So this, I would say, is very much whatever color palette you like. So like I said, I kind of went with the light and mediums of most colors. I did bring out the dark green, I'm not sure why. And I don't even know that I'm going to take the time to like really color everything in. But let me see. I just realized I need a yellow, and I don't know if this yellow is going to be dark enough, but let's say like in the little middle of my flowers, I'm just going to do a little yellow. And I mean, just, again, I made myself like a little coloring sheet, so I don't know that I'm going to take the time to blend colors is what I'm trying to say. And whenever I have something that's white, you know, I took like this ash light, like the lightest gray here, and maybe I'll just kind of add a little something here and there, you know, just under the flowers, and maybe like in here, there, just so that the skulls don't look like they were just forgotten about. I am going to grab a couple other grays, not just the light one. I'll come in and do like completely black, you know, you can do that. I did have a double ring here for this guy, you know, if you want to leave one area however you would like. I don't know. I'm just going to color this in with dark, like all around the edge. I might leave that little area of white, and then medium. Usually I don't do it this way. I'll start with the light one, but I'm just going to go around in here, just make it look really fun, and then the light. And blend that through. It looks a little like that. And I'll probably do that on the edges of these guys. Again, coloring in my flowers. You know, I grab coral light, I have coral dark. And maybe I'll go in here. Now on these larger ones, if you want to take the time to do a little color blending. Otherwise, I would just color it just like if you were coloring like with crayons, you know? Oh, I missed one little guy there. And just a little something, since they are kind of smaller images. And I'll go around and color everything in. I mean, that's as much as I'll be doing there. And, what was it? Yep, and I will be right back. Okay guys, so that was really fun, just coloring it in, and I do want that to be like what we're looking at, right, since we took our time to color. So I cut a little matte layer just from this green glitter paper, and I was going to pop it around here, but you know what? I should take that center out, shouldn't I? So let me just take this, and I'm just going to cut this center part away. So again, use a knife craft knife that's nice and sharp, and that way we can use this for later. And actually I guess I could use this for the lettering, but I did bring out some gold glitter paper for the lettering, so I'm leaving myself a little bit around the edge. And I'll just make one more cut here and I'll be right back. Okay. And I'll keep that to die cut or do something else with later. And for this, all we're going to do is just glue this little guy down. Let me see if this glue's ready. Well, it's ready now. And even though we gutted this center part, if you wanted to pop this up just to pop it up to have like some different dimension on your paper, you can still do that because it'd be hard to kind of peek behind it. But for now, I'm just going to glue this down. And this is cut at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Of course, you can do your matte layers however you like. And then this guy, I'm just going to put glue on the back and glue him right on top of that. And then I think when I come back, I'll have these die cut. I think I'm going to use the words, the lettering hola, and just cut that out. I might drop shadow. We'll see how it looks. If it doesn't pop off the page, then I'll drop shadow it. But for right now, I'm just going to trim this down, run it through my marquee, and I'll be right back. Yeah, I was so excited to just kind of jump into it, and I went right to the things. I didn't really talk about the dies themselves. So we have dies here that cut almost everything. I mean, you have the sprigs, you have that little guy. These are all the stamps, and you can cut them out, like the little rose and everything. You can do the hair separate, or you can matte like I did with the, you know, you can just stamp that first, and then cut out this die for it, just like we did here. But then have the hair built into the head, you know, and all that kind of stuff that you can play with there. So I did want to go back and talk about that a little bit. And look how pretty. So let's see. Oh, wow. I think maybe we'll just do it that way. If I was going to drop shadow, we can do like black or something, you know, something in the background just to kind of make that pop. But that's really cute. I like the way it's kind of there, simple and glittery. So let's do that. Let me put away some of these items and I'll be right back. Let's get a little bit closer. And I'm just going to apply glue. I'll start with my H. A lot of times whenever I do lettering, I'll start with like the middle letter if it's, you know, an odd number of letters. But I think I like the spacing I'm looking at, so I'll just start with that. And actually, let me use this little T-square guy, see if that can help me out a little bit. These T-squares are really long, the ones I chose, so I had to give myself some good space. Okay, so I suppose you can also line it up so you know it's straight. Let's say there, and button it right up to my little H, and I'm just going to continue down the way. Actually, I'll go to the A, and everything else will have to fit in between. So that guy's there. Put L back. Yeah, that spacing's about right. And this is a craft glue, so it gives me a little moment to still move things around if it's not quite where I want it. I'm not really pushing down quite yet. Looks pretty good. How cute. Okay. I'm just gonna make sure those are nice and down, and then we'll check out our card. Okay, guys, there's our card with the coloring. So I just made like again a color page, but you can definitely cut them out. You have the dies for pretty much everything, so really awesome. Thank you so much, Die Press, for sending these items for review. I'll have images coming up. I'll have links in the description box, and yeah, so now they're available. Yay! This is so cute. Oh my gosh, you guys. All right, I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.